You're thinking about getting into calisthenics, but there's that small doubt in the back of your mind. Like, is this actually enough? Or am I just going to end up doing push-ups in my living room and calling it progress? I've been there. It kind of feels like it shouldn't work. No weights, no machines, no gym noise in the background. Just you and the floor. It almost seems too simple. Then, you open YouTube hoping for clarity. And somehow, it gets worse. One video shows a guy doing a human flag on a street sign. Another is cranking out one-arm pull-ups like it's nothing. You were just trying to figure out where to start, and now it feels like you're 10 steps behind already. So yeah, you hesitate. Not because you're lazy, but because it's not obvious what actually matters here. And whether it's even worth committing to. What people don't really say out loud is that calisthenics isn't about flashy skills. That stuff comes much later, if at all. At its core, it's more about control than anything else. How well you can move your own body through space. And that might sound basic, but it's not easy. Your body weight, surprisingly, is usually enough to get started, maybe even ideal. Unlike gym training, where you can isolate muscles pretty easily, calisthenics tends to blur those lines. A push-up, for example, isn't just chest. You'll feel it in your core, shoulders, even your stability if you're paying attention. Same with pull-ups. It's not just your back. Your grip, coordination, and timing all get involved. So, in a way, it's full-body training. It just doesn't look like it at first. Where things tend to go sideways is in how people approach it. Some treat it like ticking boxes. I did 10 reps, that's enough. Others jump straight into advanced variations because, well, they look impressive on camera. Both approaches miss the point. Without a bit of patience, some structure, some awareness, you're mostly just going through motions. And when nothing changes after a few weeks, it's easy to assume the method doesn't work. But more often than not, it's not the method. It's how it's being used. Everything in calisthenics seems to come back to one idea: progression. Not in a flashy, dramatic way, but small, steady changes that actually challenge you. If that part's missing, you can repeat the same workout for months and not get much out of it. So before worrying about the perfect routine, or whether you need equipment, it's probably worth understanding how progression really works here. That's usually the point where things start to make a bit more sense. Try looking at it this way for a second. Your body doesn't really care whether you're doing push-ups, pull-ups, or something that looks cool on Instagram. It seems to respond to one thing more than anything else: how much demand you place on it. Give it a reason to adapt, it probably will. Don't. And it just stays where it is. No mystery there. Calisthenics, in a way, is just learning how to increase that demand without adding external weight. You're adjusting angles, slowing things down, making movements less comfortable. That's why one person can breeze through push-ups, while another is shaking halfway down. Same exercise on paper, but very different levels of control. And this is usually where beginners get tripped up. It's tempting to chase numbers. More reps, more sets, more sweat. It feels like progress. I used to think the same. But effort alone doesn't necessarily convince your body to change. It seems to respond more to challenge than to exhaustion. You've probably noticed this. The first few workouts feel tough, almost awkward. Then suddenly they don't. That's not motivation kicking in. That's your body figuring things out and getting efficient. At that point, if you keep repeating the same knee push-ups or assisted pull-ups, nothing really pushes you forward anymore. It starts to feel like training, but it's closer to repetition without purpose. Progression is what actually moves things along. You begin with something slightly out of your comfort zone, maybe even a bit messy, and then gradually make it harder. A knee push-up turns into a full push-up. Later, you elevate your feet. Maybe you narrow your hand position. The movement stays familiar, but the demand quietly increases. That's usually how strength builds. Nothing dramatic, just small upgrades over time. Form plays a bigger role than people expect too. Poor form can make an exercise feel harder, but often in the wrong way. Half reps, a loose core rushing through sets, it's like you're bypassing the part that actually creates progress. You'll feel tired, sure, but not necessarily stronger. Control seems to be the missing piece for most people. Slowing things down, keeping tension where it should be, actually paying attention to each rep. It's less exciting, but probably more effective. Even breathing, which sounds minor, makes a difference. If you're holding your breath the entire time, you're adding unnecessary strain. A simple rhythm, exhale when you push or pull, inhale when you reset, can make everything feel more stable. And stepping back for a moment, you really don't need a huge list of exercises. 3 categories cover most of what you need: pushing, pulling, and legs. That's your base. Train those consistently, and you're likely building a body that's actually strong and balanced, not just something that looks active. Of course, this is also the point where people start overcomplicating things. What routine? How many sets? Which equipment? Honestly, it's simpler than it seems. Maybe a bit annoyingly simple, actually. If you ignore all of this, something interesting tends to happen. You bounce from one workout to another. Maybe you try a YouTube routine this week, switch to a different one next week, then something else after that, still hoping one of them will suddenly click. It usually doesn't. Not because calisthenics is flawed, but more likely because your body never got a consistent signal to adapt. You weren't really training. You were restarting over and over. And that's the tricky part. It feels like effort. You're sweating, you're moving, you're set, but nothing really sticks. What seems to work better, though it's less exciting, is a simple structure repeated long enough to matter. A basic session is often enough. A few minutes to warm up, maybe some arm circles, a couple of squats just to loosen up. Then you get into it. One push movement, one pull movement, something for legs. That's already a full session. You do a few solid sets, pay attention to control, and stop before everything turns sloppy. Then you're done. No need to drag it out for 2 hours or collapse on the floor like you're in a movie training montage. 3 or 4 sessions a week like that. It's not flashy, but it tends to work. Recovery is another thing people often underestimate. It's easy to think more training equals faster progress, but that doesn't always hold up. Rest is when your body actually adapts. Skip it, and progress slows down. Or worse, you end up with some annoying shoulder pain that keeps you out for weeks. Motivation is a bit unreliable too. Some days you have it, some days you don't. That's normal. But if your entire routine depends on feeling motivated, it's probably not going to last. What seems to matter more is showing up anyway, even when it's a bit boring, even when nothing feels different. You repeat the same core movements. You make small adjustments over time. Maybe one more rep, maybe a slightly harder variation. Nothing dramatic. Then, at some point, things shift. Your first proper pull-up. A set of push-ups that actually feels controlled. Movements that used to feel awkward suddenly feel manageable. It's subtle. Easy to miss if you're not paying attention. So, if you're starting out, it might help to keep expectations simple. You don't need the perfect plan or special equipment. Discipline matters, sure, but not in an extreme, all-or-nothing way. Consistency, decent form, and finding a way to not hate the process. That combination seems to carry most people further than they expect. Miss one, progress slows. Miss all of them, you probably stop. But if you stick with it, motivation becomes less important. You build momentum instead. And that tends to take over.